P-trip.
Okay, you ready?
Inside cabin.
Okay. Steering wheel. First thing I want to look at, I want to make sure my steering wheel is clean, it's not damaged, it's mounted in my steering column. I want to make sure my city horns, air horn works. Now, I want to start my truck so I can check my free play and talk about it. This is an 18-inch wheel that's less than 20 in diameter, so it's no more than 2 inches of free play either way. How do I check that? Rule of thumb. From the end of your thumb to the middle of your knuckle is 1 inch. You can take a pen, mark your steering wheel. Don't touch it, otherwise they're moving together. Put your thumb next to it, from the line to the knuckle. There I'm checking the free play one way. Move it up, I check the free play the other way. If I had a wheel that was 20 inches in diameter or bigger, it would be 10 degrees of free play, 5 degrees each way. Last thing I want to make sure is my wheel can turn all the way to the right, all the way to the left, nice and smooth. I just want to make sure my steering system is working properly before I drive. When it comes to my pedals, first thing I want to look for as a driver is I don't have anything on the floor that could get in the way of my pedals, prevent me from using them. No holes in the floor, remember Flintstones. My skid pads themselves, slip pads, rubber pads there, they're all clean. They're not damaged. My clutch should have between 1 inch to 1.5 inches of free play. Should be able to go all the way to the floor, come all the way back up. My brake pedal, when I step on it, should be firm. Shouldn't go to the floor. When I take my foot off, it comes back up. My accelerator, I can check it 2 ways. My truck is running, so I can press my accelerator, watch my RPMs rise, I can hear them. When I take my foot off, I can hear them and see them go down. That's how I check my pedals. We do the safety equipment.
Yeah, we gotta do that too.
We gotta do that too. Safety equipment inside the cab, I've got 3 that are mandatory. Fire extinguisher, triangles, and fuses. My fire extinguisher is mounted on the floor between my seat and the door. It's a 10B seat. It puts out lead, liquid, electrical, and grease. I want to make sure 3 things. I want to make sure the safety pin's in place. The little needle is in the green zone on my gauge. I know it's charged. And the last thing, the inspection sticker. I want to make sure it's up to date, valid, current. My triangles are in a red box right here behind my seat. I gotta have 3 of them. I want to make sure they're clean. There's no damage to them. When I put them together, they can stand up by themselves. When it comes to fuses, which I had a student who had a hard time remembering fuses. We won't mention her name, Rosemary. When it comes to fuses, I want to make sure I've got at least 1 of every kind my truck needs. The 2 that are optional safety equipment that I have, 1, my horns and my seat belt. I want to make sure my seat belt's attached to the wall and the floor. The seat belt itself isn't damaged, and it can click, unclick, latch, unlatch, lock, unlock. Remember, your pre-trip is a test of knowledge, not how well you memorize something. I think we need to talk about the lights, too.
Yep.
If we're going to do our lights, no matter what he mentions, the first thing I want to say, to just get it out of the way, these are the things I check when I'm looking at my lights. They're all common sense. I want to make sure my lights work. I want to make sure they are the right color. Again, our magic words, they are clean, they are not damaged, and the last thing, we don't want them dangling there. They got to be properly mounted. This is the PG one, right? Okay. Now, when it comes to the tests that I'm going to have to do inside here, I've got 4 brake tests that I have to do, and I have 2 leak tests, a static and applied, and I have 2 fan downs. I tried to come up with 2 different setups so that you're oriented before you do your tests. In other words, these won't be out when they should be in when they should be out. You won't get screwed up. I have 2 separate setups. If I hear static or applied, either fan down, this is the setup I want to do. And this setup itself is the static test. Everything is based on the static test for my static applied or either fan downs. I want to put myself in gear. I want to shut my truck off. I'll go 2 clicks to give myself electricity here. Then I release my parking brake, trailer emergency brake, tractor and trailer spring brake, tractor and trailer emergency brake. if I picture this as a stop sign and I'm driving up to it in my combination vehicle, this would be my tractor, that's my trailer, if that helps you remember it. This setup that I've done, in gear, truck off, 2 clicks, release both the spring brakes, that setup is my static test. Now all I need to do is wait 1 minute to make sure I don't lose more than 2 psi if I'm checking my truck. If I'm checking truck and trailer, I don't want to lose any more than 3 psi. As long as I don't have any leaks. The setup that I will do for any brake test: tractor brake, trailer emergency brake, spring brakes, we'll go through these. This is a service brake for just my trailer. That's a combination service brake. That's for my combination vehicle. It stops everything. If I hear the word brake, the first thing I want to make sure of, these are out. I want to make sure I am in neutral. Now I can start my truck. Now, to do any brake test, all I need to do is isolate the brake. In other words, make sure that the brake that I'm going to test is the only brake that can stop me. So let's say the examiner says, test your tractor brake. For goodness sake, don't be a smart ass and say, I do not have one. I have a parking brake. Trust me. This is my tractor brake. This is my parking brake. If this is the one I'm going to test, how do I test it? I have to move, so I'll put myself in gear. If I'm going to test this one, I don't want to touch it. Now it's applied. It's locked up. I need to release this one. Now my trailer can move. My tractor can't. I don't want to touch that brake, otherwise I would have 2 brakes stopping me, and I don't know which one it would be. Now this one's isolated. All I do is ease off the clutch, feel that tug, that resistance. There it is. I know the parking brake, the tractor brake works. What do? I make sure I'm right back in my setup for a brake test. I make sure these are out. I'm in neutral. My truck is still running. Now I can do another brake test if he wants me to. Our examiner jumps back and forth. You want to check the time? We don't want to get screwed up again.
Yeah.
About 4 minutes. If he jumps back, and let's say he says, do your applied test. What I have to do is I have to go from my brake setup, out, neutral, truck running. I'm going to go to the setup for my static or applied, or either fan down. He wants me to do the applied. So what do? Put myself in gear, shut my truck off. 1, 2 clicks, release both of these. Now, all I'm doing is waiting for that sound to go away. That's the air filling up my emergency lines. There, it's gone. Now, to do my applied test, which should trigger in my brain, all I need to do is apply my brakes. I'm going to step on my brake pedal and hold it. Now I'm watching my needle. In 60 seconds, I'm not allowed to lose any more than 3 psi if I'm checking just my truck, bobtailing. If I'm checking my truck and the trailer both, I get an extra psi. That's 4. And as long as I don't lose more than that in a minute, I'm good. I have no leaks. Now, let's say he jumps back and he says, test the service brake for your trailer, the trailer service brake. That's this. I want to change my setup to my brake setup. First thing I want, these are out. I'm in neutral. I can start my truck. This test lets me know, as a driver, when I step on my brake pedal, the trailer will stop. If it doesn't stop when I step on that brake pedal, I can jackknife. And that's not really a good thing to have happen to you, trust me. Now, to test this brake, I need to isolate it, right? So I'm going to put myself in gear so I can move. I don't want to touch that. I want to release both the spring brakes, both the emergency brakes. See, I'm waiting for that sound. Now my emergency lines are going to be filled with air. Now I can pull down on this, hold it, ease off the clutch. I'm just feeling that resistance. That's all. There it is. Clutch back in, let this go. Hold on the tractor brake and parking brake, they both pop out. I'll put myself back in neutral. Now I've verified that service brakes work in the trailer. Let's say 11 minutes.
Stop it.